We have steaks, seafood, Italian food, and we think everything is really good. So we don't really have, I don't think we have a specialty, except everything's a specialty, if that makes sense.
If you're going to talk about football in New London, you have to come down to Mr. G's. Mr. G's has a great history of people from the New London football program coming to visit, as well as the Coast Guard Academy Bears.
We've been here at Mr. G's since 1966. My father had another place in downtown New London, and I started working there when I was about 8 years old. And in 1966, which was my senior year at New London High School, the end of my senior year in August, my father bought this building and he created Mr. G's restaurant. And we've been here since, family owned and operated.
Which place would be the best place if we want to focus on football and sports and where people go and where the Coast Guard hangs out? And everybody to a man said, Mr. G's, this is the place. And so when you hear it from the mayor and you hear it from your city councilman and you hear it from, you know, pretty much everybody asked, then I knew that we were going to be in the right spot.
New London is a historic whaling town with great tradition. Nowadays, the whalers do the majority of their work on the gridiron. When you play in New London, Mr. G's promises team meals price to fit any budget.
Usually with a football team, I'll have like a chicken parm for them with some pasta and some garlic bread and some water and juice. We get a lot of athletic teams that not only do we get the Coast Guard teams themselves, we get their opponents come in here for meals after the game or before the games. All the various sports up at the academy.
Do you feed the opponents something a little bit different?
If it's their pregame meal, I try to slow them down a little bit. I try to feed them a little extra so they don't have that extra step that they need.
For many athletes, whether they play at Coast Guard Academy or NLHS, treasured memories held between the sidelines go hand in hand with post-game dinner at Mr. G's. Jeremy DeBose is a fine example of that.
I actually came here after one of the football games, after we beat Montville. You know, it's actually an amazing game, so, you know, a couple of guys got together and we actually came here for the first time.
And it wasn't the last. Jeremy graduated in 2010, but still comes in as much as twice a week. The restaurant is very happy to accommodate him as he is a New London State champion.
I actually won my first championship ever, Jack Cochran, 2008, 2009. You know, it was a great feeling. You know, I loved it, and, you know, for it to be my first championship, you know, but it was actually great. You know, can't go wrong with it.
Jeremy DeBose belongs to the same fraternity as Peter Giannakis.
Evidently, the X means that you're an ex-football player, ex-whaler. And there's the 66. This is my particular hat that I graduated in 1966.
What position did you play?
I played defensive back and wide receiver, and it was really competitive. And they didn't have a playoff system like they have now, so, but we were pretty good.
Here with Jane Keatle from the New London Patch. You had yourself some broccoli pizza and a salad.
Well, you can do your own thing. So I had the special, which was a slice with the salad, and I added extra cheese because it's all about the cheese, and broccoli because I love broccoli.
I'm going to eat what Mr. G usually feeds his biggest consumers, the football players. Chicken parm and pizza. I started with the chicken.
Oh yeah, nice and tender. Also have pizza.
Yeah, you got to try the pizza.
Pepperoni's my favorite kind of pizza. I put a little pepper on here and a little Parmesan. Another great CPTV Sports Taste of the Town segment in the books. I'd like to thank Peter and Jane for showing us around here, but I really want to focus on trying to eat the rest of my meal, so enjoy the rest of the game here on CPTV Sports.